What's New Wednesday? We're back for our 18th episode of What's New Wednesday. It's April 17th, and we've been live streaming every Wednesday later in the week since the beginning of January. I'm really proud of the fact that I've been putting out this content consistently for so many weeks, and I'm really thankful for all the people who keep showing up to support. Some nice comments encouraging me to keep creating in the videos that I've posted after the Wednesday. So thank you to everybody. I really appreciate that. Let's see how far we can take this. I'll probably be doing some sort of like 20th episode celebration of some kind. Maybe we'll do a giveaway, give away some prizes to the live stream and maybe even to people who are watching in the future. So keep an eye out for that. So what do we got going on this week? What's been happening this past week and what do we have to look forward to? That's what we do here. Token price has continued to drop down, dip below 20 cents, and it's been ranging below 20 cents between 14 and 20 cents as the larger crypto market has been correcting in preparation for the Bitcoin halving, which is happening in like less than 48 hours of this live stream. So Friday, Big Time has continued to make changes to combat the unfair activity that's been happening in the economy. And we also have had another weekend event, a high roller event, great event. And then there's also the new week of weekly leaderboard challenges. And we got a midweek madness event that started yesterday we're going to talk about. Looking at the daily chart here, we have seen a huge dip since last Wednesday, dip all the way down to 14 cents. Last Wednesday, it's pretty crazy, guys. So last Wednesday, we were ranging between about 26 cents and 32 cents. And we said that if we didn't flip 32 cents back into support, we might continue ranging between 20 and 32 cents. Well, once again, the larger crypto market has thrown me for a loop. Friday was a very bloody day across the entire crypto market. We saw Bitcoin drop down, I don't know, like 10% or something like that. It was very, very intense. Solana dropped like so far, Ethereum so far, right? All the altcoins suffered as well as Bitcoin. And this is all a pretty typical sort of correction that we'll see before the Bitcoin halving. But you know, this drop also coincides with the time frame in which Big Time has made some serious changes to combat farmers exploiting hourglasses and NFT deposits. But I think a majority of the drop price is here because of the Bitcoin halving. The larger crypto market is having a correction in preparation for the halving. Typically what happens is all the Bitcoin miners want to try and make as much money as they can with the Bitcoin that they've been mining, because it's going to become twice as difficult to mine that Bitcoin. So you don't want to sell as much Bitcoin you're mining before it becomes twice as hard, right? So that causes a huge dip in the crypto market all across the board, and that's kind of what I think we're seeing here. But what does all this mean for the Big Time token? It means that we shouldn't be too worried about the health of the token. You know, Big Time token's not going to zero. That's not happening. We're seeing a typical correction that is just part of like the larger crypto market, and there are some things inside of the Big Time ecosystem that I think are affecting the token price a little bit, but we'll talk about that. So right now the token is consolidating in a price range between about 21 cents and 14 cents here. We go into the 4-hour. Had this dip down to 17 cents on Friday, and then we consolidated a bit, and then we dropped down again from 20 cents down to 14 cents. Now this is basically the range that Big Time is consolidating inside of, and until it breaks above 21 cents or below 14 cents, we should expect to see the token price just sort of range in between this area. But we won't really know if it's going to continue downwards or if we're going to see a reversal and see the token price start moving back upwards until it breaks one of these two price points. And like, it's going to probably be really sort of dependent on the larger crypto market. Once again, if the halving happens and we see the Bitcoin price skyrocket, then we'll see the rest of the crypto market skyrocket, and Big Time will be one of those tokens that will eventually skyrocket with it. So Friday will be a big day to decide whether or not we see the price targets move upwards or downwards. If we see the token price go over 20 cents, we should at least see a pretty decent pump, some price action upwards before it decides if it wants to move downwards again or back upwards. So we don't really have many other ranges to work off of that are this low. So we'll have to wait and see. I hope to see the token price move up more, but you know, this comes to the final point that I wanted to make today. Big Time now has 815 tokens circulating in the market right now, which means that it will be 4 times more difficult to see a dollar token than it was back in December, and about 2/3 more difficult to see 60 cents than it was in literally just a month ago. We've seen the circulating supply jump up 300 million tokens approximately since a month ago, March 16th. So that's pretty crazy, guys. The circulating supply has drastically increased in the past month, and we could probably at least contribute a good portion of that to people who have been unfairly participating in the big time economy. So hopefully we see that sort of stabilize a bit and the circulating supply doesn't increase so rapidly in the coming months. I hope to see us sitting at around 1 billion tokens for a while to allow the market cap to catch up, because right now the market cap is only 145 million. That is in part why the token price has fallen so much, right? We've seen a drastic increase in circulating supply and a decrease in the market cap as the larger crypto market has fallen apart. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the economy changes that Big Time has been making, which is significant. Last Wednesday, we talked about the changes Big Time made to the Hourglass deposits and withdrawals, which made it so that the Hourglass lost time when you withdrew it from the open loop marketplace. The next day, Big Time put out an economy update regarding the Time Warden crafting speeds, and that reduced the bonus crafting speed per level by 50% across the board. So if you had a level 60 Time Warden, I think that's the highest it goes. I don't know if all Time Wardens, like if Exalted could be level 60 or if it's just Transcendent that could be level 60, but regardless, if you had a level 60 Time Warden, the bonus speed would reduce from 47.5 down to 23.75, so 50%, and that goes all the way across the board. They did this because high rarity and high level Time Wardens could do a long charge in just a few days, especially with the right rolls, giving people a huge advantage over others, which in turn led to this shady underground of bot farming problem that Big Time has been combating. It seems clear that somebody or a group of people had a racket going where they would withdraw legendary and higher glasses, maybe epic, and charge them quickly with overpowered Time Wardens and then send them back to their army of farmers, which made it so that this army of farmers were able to extract potentially millions of tokens from the game and collect significantly more tokens than the average player. That's what I think was happening. Once again, it left the average player to clean up the scraps and the shitty end of the stick. And we also, as the average player, had to deal with all of the consequences of Big Time trying to combat this before, like increased cost for Hourglass slot unlocks, increased cost for Hourglass recharging and crafting. All these things that have really affected the average player is in part due to Big Time trying to combat this racket that has been going on. I think that these changes that Big Time has been making are probably the best and most effective changes they've been able to do in the past several months, right? The Hourglass deposit withdrawal change is huge. This Time Warden change is huge. Anyways, the next day after the Time Warden crafting change, this change here, they also put out a notice saying that effective immediately, any NFT deposits or NFTs received via airdrop, i.e. from like opening a mystery box on the open loot marketplace, will now have a 10-day holding period before they can be withdrawn. Change applies to new deposits and airdrops from this point forward. And once again, this part is part of an ongoing effort to curb the abuse of the deposit withdrawal feature. I believe this was the final nail in the coffin for those who were trying to gain an unfair advantage over the average player when it came to farming Big Time tokens in the game. But with these changes, we do have to deal with the consequences, right? And one of the biggest consequences has been that the secondary market has nearly evaporated. We've seen Hourglass prices drop 50 to 75%. You know, rares were over $450 a week ago. Now they're 178. Epics were, like, I sold my epics at 1600. Now they're 600. So huge drop in prices. Same thing with Time Wardens. Common Time Wardens are now down to $256. Rares were about 1400. They're at 1100. Uncommons are less than 1000. 2,000. Epics were over 2,000 a week ago. Now they're 1,500. So we've seen this sort of cascading effects across the board, across the market. And if you just look at like the average item too, this shield was close to $700. This was $20. This used to be $300. This used to be almost like $800. You know, the consequences of these changes ripple through the entire secondary market. The rental market has significantly slowed down. It's a lot harder to get a rental to rent out, and you have to take that sort of loss on the fee or how much you can charge. Yeah, we've talked about the halvening, but I think internally in the secondary market, most of this price impact has to do with the economy changes. The big time secondary market is linked to the big time token, which is in turn linked to the larger crypto market. But if the big time economy takes a huge hit like this, and we've made these huge changes, then we will see those effect. We've seen a very inflated secondary market due to all of this farming and botting. And with these changes, we've seen the bots and farmers dump their hourglasses on the market for cheap, and we've seen them dump the NFTs that are required to enter prestige portals onto the market for cheap. So the demand is no longer outpacing the supply. In fact, it's the opposite. We've seen a lot of people dumping their NFTs on the secondary market, which has drastically affected the price. So prices are no longer inflated by bots and farmers, and we have seen them dump everything from hourglasses to NFTs required for prestige portals on the market. Like, this is a healthy correction, right? This is what we needed. We have a correction going on in the larger crypto market, and during this correction, big time has taken the opportunity to prune the bush, right? You need to prune the roses to have pretty flowers, right? And that's, I think, what's happening. As a regular player, even though I'm unable to really make money selling in this market right now, I'm still happy for this correction in the secondary market. I hope moving forward we see the healthier economy grow. And like I said, you got to prune the rose bush to get pretty flowers. One benefit to the average player we have seen already since these economy changes is a reduction the cost in hourglass charging. It now costs less than 5,000 time crystals, whereas before it cost 6,000 or more time crystals. So $10 in savings just right there. Hopefully players can see other benefits too, like a new hourglass slot unlocking structure. There's so much that could be done there to improve it, and if we can remove the botting and the farming, then hopefully we can see better on ramps into the prestiging. But you guys let me know in the comments, like, what do you think about all these economy changes? Do you feel like it's healthy for big time? Next up, we have every Friday we talk about the next Wednesday, because it hasn't happened yet, but the last Friday they came out with a high roller event. These high roller events are awesome. They are a great way to get gold rolls on those high rarity crafts. You get 40% cheaper bonus rolls on all cosmetics. You get way easier, higher chance to get gold rolls, and you get 50% more leaderboard points when doing anything with cosmetics. So I was able to craft a double output on a mythic bunny decoration. I got a 33% back on epic bunny ears, and I had several gold 100% XP rolls, all for like less than $100 worth of mod chips, which is a huge amount of savings. Next up, so week 3 leaderboard challenges are a lot better than last week. Open 3 epochs, get 2,000 leaderboard points, craft 1 epic weapon or higher, and you can get 15,000 leaderboard points. And then you can also open 2 mystery boxes to get 5,000 leaderboard points. I still haven't decided if I want to sacrifice 2 of my decorations and open these mystery boxes, but I probably will, just for the extra little bump of points. Moving on, that goes until next Monday. Midweek Madness. This is our second Midweek Madness. Started yesterday and is going until tomorrow, so Thursday. And during this time, you get cheaper prestige portal rolls, cost 20% less. You get extra prestige slots. You get like 8 slots. It's super awesome. I wish this was a regular thing. And you get double leaderboard points. Double leaderboard points on barely anything. Like the leaderboard points that you get from doing a prestige is so little anyways. I wish this was like quadruple the leaderboard points. That would have made it a little bit more exciting and would have encouraged people to do prestige portals even more. But also, you know, 20% fewer mod chips. That's not a huge difference. That's like a few less mod chips per roll. So I wish this was maybe 40%. Overall, I'm happy with this event though, because, you know, big time, in my opinion, needs more events that encourage people to actually play the game and not just craft. So happy to see this as a midweek madness event, and it's been great. So that's it for What's New Wednesday this week, guys. If you are watching this in the future, make sure you like, you follow, throw down a comment, and let me know what you think about these economy changes. We've got people in this chat right now who are saying they're not happy with it. Are you happy with it? Are you displeased about it? What do you think it's going to do for the future of big time and the economy on a whole? And if you guys are watching this in the future, make sure you tell your moms about it. And I will see you guys next week.